Hello, everybody. How are you? Hope you're having a good day. So, I've been keeping an eye on Chantal, and I watched the live stream that she did yesterday, and I'm not reacting to it. I'm just not going to put you guys through that kind of torture. It was incredibly boring. There wasn't even a decent amount to do a proper react. So, here's what we're going to do. I'm going to react to all the stuff on Twitter, all the Twitter peeps. There's a lot of Chantal stuff mixed in there, as well as other stuff. I think that's more entertaining and more interesting than the live stream that Chantal did. So for those who are wondering what did she do yesterday in the live stream, well, not much. She was basically rambling. She confessed about having a bee moment, a big one. She listed off the foods that she ate during her bee moment, including, and I don't know why she would do this, 2 boxes of stuffing. That's right, 2 boxes. I don't know what would possess her to eat 2 boxes of stuffing. Was it a matter of she didn't have enough money to go out and get groceries or fast food? I don't know, but she ate stuffing and hot dogs and all kinds of stuff. And it was just really, really weird. Really, really weird. So she confessed to that. She was just rambling about so many different things, and it's just absolutely crazy. But in other Chantal news, what else has been going on? Well, another interesting thing of note. It looks like YouTube may have given Chantal a warning. Maybe a lot of people reporting her videos had something to do with that. Because as everybody knows, Chantal's been wilding out, man. She's just been losing her mind over there. She's been ragey. She's just been really pushing the boundaries of what's allowable on YouTube between the e-begging, posting her PayPal link because she doesn't want to give YouTube their 30%. She wants people to send their money directly to her so that she gets the money right away and she doesn't have to wait a month for the YouTube paycheck. I mean, there's a sense that she's running out of money. Or if she does have money, she doesn't want to spend her own money on her own food and her own supplies. She wants everyone to pay for her life versus her paying for her own life. We all know that she's got a visa run coming up really, really soon. And there's all kinds of speculation where she's going to go. She might go back to Canada. If she was smart, she would go back to Canada. She's in need of medical care, and Canada is the only place you can get decent medical care because in Kuwait, if you are on a visitor visa, which she is on, anything serious you have to go home for. So she's got to make a run somewhere. Uh, Chantal, you really do need to go home. And I know you watch reacts and such. I know you might even watch me. You need to go home. You need to go home for your own health. I know that you like to do the opposite of what people tell you. Don't do it because I'm telling you to. Look at it as I'm doing it for me. I need to go home for me. Like this situation is getting out of hand. I really do need to go home. My health is getting worse and worse. I need to go home. So who knows if she's going home or if she's going to try to hang on by her fingernails and stay in Kuwait. I don't think that'd be a wise thing to do. But then again, Chantal's not a wise person. So there's a whole lot of stuff that's been posted on Twitter about her videos being removed by YouTube and some of her videos being privated. I wonder why. I wonder why you removed those videos, Chantal. Was it because you were issuing threats against people? Could it be the self-harm content that you are doing and have been doing? Could it be because of the PayPal e-begging? I don't know. But I guess at some point we're going to find out. Also, before we get started, this is just on a separate note. This has to do with me. Chantal, I know that you have people that run around YouTube, people that are scouts for you, people that are spies, people that are troublemakers, people that like to cause chaos. And the last tarot live that I did, there were at least two people that I saw in there that I never saw before. And I know that while they were in there, I am not a fool. I know why you sent them in there. Can I just say this to you and to them? Whatever trouble they're trying to make, whether on YouTube or off YouTube, whatever it is they're trying to do, it's not going to work. And I mean that in all ways, even on the spiritual. And you know what I mean by that. So, like if you're trying to get something done, if you're very unhappy with the community, if you're very unhappy with the React channels, with the tarot channels, the best thing to do is just not try so hard to hurt other people. What you should be doing is focusing on healing yourself. It's energy better spent. You're not going to hurt the people that you want to hurt. You're just going to end up hurting yourself more. If you're going to other people and paying them to do damage, it's just going to backfire. And I'm not saying that in an arrogant way. I'm saying that in a factual way. There's no arrogance over here. But don't think I don't know that you're sending people over here during my tarot lives, just trying to cause trouble. I am very aware of what's going on when it happens. And I'm just letting you know that I'm not the fool you think I am. So, with that said, y'all, how about we get into the Twitter peeps? All right, it's time for the Twitter peeps. So let's get into it. And like I said, I would normally react to Chantal's live, but why? There's nothing discuss worthy in the video. When I do my reacts, I like for things to be worthy of discussion. And if they're not worthy of discussion, if there's nothing worth discussing, why cover it? But there is discussion worthy topics on Twitter. So that's why we're going there today. So let's start here. Oh, wait a minute. For those of you that are on Twitter, that you would like to follow me on Twitter, there's my handle, Wild Girl Sarah. So let's start here with a tweet courtesy of Enigma 2025, saying those who were giving her money to just eat are contributing to her demise, and she contributed to their sick fetish. It is also against terms of service because of self-harm, which she now is showing with her sugar being a bit over 11. Dangerously high level for a diabetic to eat like this. Hello YouTube says Chantal is live talking about how much she loves eating healthy because of how it makes her feel. I'm sure it does make her feel a little bit better when she's not eating 10,000 calories a day and 15,000 milligrams of sodium and I don't know how much in the way of sugar. I'm sure it makes her feel a little bit better when she's not overloading her body with junk and sugar and sodium and all the other stuff. I mean, but she doesn't like to feel healthy. She likes to feel full. You know, there's a difference between feeling full and feeling healthy. And Chantal's idea of full is actually over full. Anything under over full, she thinks she's starving. And that is why she needs to go to inpatient, because she's just got an obsession with food like I've never seen. And she does need professional help, but she doesn't want professional help. She justifies her addiction saying, this is how I make money. This is the content that I have on my channel. This is what people are paying for. And Chantal, I said this in my tarot live when your troublemakers came in the other day. For those that think that the React channels, girl world audience, that we are a bunch of haters. No, we don't like what you do. We don't like who you are. You've given us no reason to like you. You are foul, despicable, evil person. No decent person is going to like any of that, nor praise any of that. But the real haters are the people who wear friendly masks in front of you, the people that have the friendly faces, and yet they are putting your rug of choice in your hand and saying, eat up. It is possible to care about an addict without funding the addiction, without funding the toxicity that is making that person sick and unwell. So, who are the real haters here? The ones who are speaking out against it, the ones who say, you need professional help, you need to go to inpatient, you need to see a doctor. All of us in Girl World have said that. All the reactors, I've heard at one time or another, all the reactors say to you, you need to go get help. And yet, the people that support your habit, the ones who are encouraging you in your habit, the ones that come into your lives, and they're always asking about food. When you're going to eat? I love it when you eat. Are you going to eat a bunch of desserts as a type 2 diabetic? Are you going to eat this? Are you going to eat that? They are the ones keeping the addiction going. They are the ones encouraging it. Even knowing how sick you are, they encourage it. So, who's the real hater? Who hates you the most? Who despises you the most? The ones with the friendly mask or the ones with the unfriendly mask? I would think it's the one with the friendly mask because, again, it's a mask they're wearing. Underneath the mask, they're not so friendly. They've got their own agenda, they've got their food fetish, and they're using you to get that fetish fulfilled at the detriment of your own health. But they figure since you don't care about your health, why should they care? So they encourage you. All right, moving on. Kelly says, dang, and she wants us to believe she's under 400 pounds. I don't believe that. I don't believe Chantal's under 400. She was almost 400 back in 2017, 2018. But there is no possible way this woman can eat 6,000, 7,000, 10,000 calories a day and not be gaining weight rapidly. No, 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 no. She's very sedentary. She does not move very much. She doesn't do any swimming or walking or biking. She doesn't burn off the calories she consumes. And for her to maintain, let's just even it out. Let's just say she's 500 pounds because I think she's about 550 plus. But to maintain 500 pounds, just to maintain now, not to gain, but just to maintain, she has to eat between 5,000 to 6,000 calories a day just to maintain that weight. If she eats more than that, then she's going to gain weight. And I think she's eating far more than 7,000, 8,000 calories a day. To put it into proper perspective, y'all, it takes 3,500 calories to make 1 pound of fat. So let's do the math. If she's eating, let's just say 7,000 calories a day. Yeah, the body does use a certain amount of calories just to function, stay alive. She's gaining, I would say, easily a pound or two a day. Now, do the further math on that. Like, how much weight is she gaining every month? She could easily put on 100 pounds in less than 3 or 4 months with the rate she's going. But let's watch the clip courtesy of Kelly.
One of my binge outs actually was, oh my gosh, this was so bad. And this was like really bad.
Okay, like, but wait a minute. She says she doesn't have B moments, right? She says she overeats. Everything you do is a B moment, Foodie. You use the word overeat to minimize what's going on with you. That is your way of not just tricking your audience, the people who watch you, the people in your live audience. You're kind of tricking them into thinking it's not so bad when it is, but you're also kind of tricking yourself by saying a different word to the situation. By using that not so bad word in your mind, you convince yourself it's not so bad when it's really bad. And you guys are going to hear just how bad it really is. Go ahead and talk, Chantal. I'll shut up.
One of my binge outs actually was, oh my gosh, this was so bad. And this was like really bad. But I'm just telling you for educational purposes.
Yeah, sure. It's funny how that's come up all of a sudden for educational purposes. When she used to just outright tell us what she would eat, suddenly she's got to put a disclaimer in front of it for educational purposes. I think you did get a warning from YouTube. I think they talked to you and told you to cut it out with the food because maybe they're under fire. And for those who are wondering why would YouTube suddenly be looking at Chantal this way, I've seen around and I've heard around that there is somebody recently much younger than Chantal that passed away from doing mukbangs. So YouTube's got to be careful right now because they allow the mukbang thing. And here's someone that's done mukbangs that they passed away from doing mukbangs. And that's all she does is mukbangs. So maybe they gave her a warning that she needs to cut it out with the food or slow down or not be so hog wild with it. And that's why she privated some of her videos, and YouTube might have taken a few down for self-harm.
A whole container of Ruffles brand ranch dip, a whole large bag of ketchup chips and a half, like one large bag and a half of another large bag. 2 boxes. I can't even say this because it's like weird food. It's not funny though.
Then why are you laughing? Why are you laughing? Also, can I point this out? You said you were on top of your food problem. As a matter of fact, I remember you putting tags on your videos like BED recovery, as if you were in recovery. But you're not recovered. Obviously, you're not if you're still doing this. But I knew that all along. Anybody who's been there and knows about it, they could tell you're not in recovery. You're not even started. You'll never be in recovery as long as you don't get professional help, as long as you're not an inpatient. Inpatient is the only thing that will work for you. Whatever, leave you alone in a room with your phone and food apps, and you're good to go. You're off and running, getting your fast food, or you'll grab the keys to the Timu mobile and off you go, getting the fast food. If people leave you alone, you know what you're going to do. They know what you're going to do. You have to be in a controlled environment around people that will tell you no, that will stop you from you harming yourself, because that's all you're doing is hurting yourself. And you know you are, and you just don't care.
2 boxes of Paxo stuffing and a whole 6 pack of cheddar hot dogs.
And I would like to point this out too. So Chantal wants us to believe that she's struggling with her food problem. That's what she says. I'm struggling, y'all. You guys don't understand the struggle. Let me tell y'all something. If she were struggling against her food problem at all, I could tell. I would feel the frustration you go through. If you have a food addiction, you go through that frustration of, yeah, you'll have a B moment, and then directly afterwards is the crash. Like, what did I just do? Urgh! You get mad at yourself. You're like, what did I just do? I can't believe I did that. You're when you talk about your B moments, you're not happy. You're not smirking. You feel bad. You feel angry. You're like, I had a moment and doggone it, I couldn't say no. And I went there and I did that. And you get mad at yourself. I've been watching Chantal for many years. And I've never, ever, ever, ever picked up on a true struggle moment where she had a B moment and then afterwards she was mad at herself. She acted like a little kid that just ate too many chocolate chip cookies. Oops, I just ate some cookies. Silly me. She's not struggling. She just passes it off like it's no big deal.
Half of a jar of pickles, 4 diet sodas, 2 cookies, 1 chocolate bar. That's what a binge is like.
And you did it.
Pretty much in one sitting, Taylor, because I still had my meals.
Whoa. She ate all of that in one sitting plus her meals. Plus her meals. What? And you don't think you need help? You don't think you should be getting on the next plane to go back to Canada and check yourself into inpatient? You just rattled off a whole list of foods. You had a monster bee moment. And you ate your meals on top of that. You really need help.
Like, I had my meals, and then I had my, like, binge foods. I was so sick.
Yeah, I bet you were. All of that sodium, all of that sugar. Chantal, you are playing a very dangerous game of chicken with your own health. Like, do you think your body's going to put up with it for much longer? Can it put up with it for much longer? And somebody on Twitter pointed this out, and I think I saved the tweet and retweeted it, but early credit to this person before we get to it. This person on Twitter pointed out, girl, we remember when you used to have bee moments like no other, and it wouldn't make you sick. And here you are in Kuwait, just a few years after moving completely away from Canada to Kuwait, and you have a bee moment and you get sick. If that's not a sign that your body is breaking down, I don't know what is. Either your health is getting worse, or your food habit is just that bad to where it's really over the top. Maybe it's a combination of the two. But I remember the nights when you would get greened all the way out and you would literally sit and eat for 3 or 4 hours straight. You can't do that anymore. You need to realize that. You just can't. Ugh. Julie says, Foodie Beauty said that she didn't go live for 1 day because she was trying to eat healthy and was not feeling well. I called BS. If this was true, she would have used this as content. She's totally been crying, obviously arguing with Salah. 2 things can be true at once. I think this is the case here. Let me explain. So I feel that both things are true because if she had an argument with Salah, if they had a fight, which like I've done tarot readings on you, Foodie. You two have been fighting. Oh, it's not a happy home right now. You're mad at him. He's mad at you. There's just a lot of nonsense going on. But if you guys have been fighting, yeah, you'd be crying, you'd be upset, which would lead to possibly a major B moment. So 2 things can be true at once. She totally could have been crying and arguing with Salah, which might have led to the major B moment afterwards. Because when you get upset, if you're a food addict, and she describes her foods as comfort foods, if she's upset, she's looking for comfort, she's going to turn to food. And maybe money right now is not plentiful because it's before YouTube payday. She can't go out and get her favorite fast foods. So maybe she just ate whatever she had at the house. Maybe she wanted the fast food. And Salah said, Chantal, we can't. We don't have the money right now if you just spend $50, $60, $70 on fast food. Just eat what you got at the house. You're not going to starve. And so she ate what was at the house. She wasn't happy about it, but she did it because that's all there was and that's all there's going to be for the next few days. Two-Tailed Caperer says, it's been 5 hours and I can't stop thinking 2 boxes of stuffing in my head over and over again. Yeah, I can't. What the heck? Look, I've had a food addiction. I never ate 2 boxes of stuffing. What in the heck, man? How would that even taste good eating that much? This person, I'm sorry, I can't, but Bored Potty Mouth says conspiracy theory time. Chantal was offline because she had 2 ERBs. Her blood sugar was in the 200s, 11s on stream. Why ERBs? Because she can't be granted a visa extension for medical reasons. Too lazy to provide sources for a conspiracy theory. But let's look at this picture to get more information. In Kuwait, visitor visas are typically issued for short stays, often up to 90 days. If you are sick and need to extend your stay, it may be possible to apply for an extension under special circumstances, such as a medical reason, but it will depend on the discretion of the authorities. Here's what you can do. Visit the immigration department, go to Kuwait Immigration Department and explain your situation. In some cases, if you have a medical certificate or proof of your illness, they may consider extending your visa. Medical treatment visa. If your illness requires extended treatment, you may be able to apply for a medical visa, which can allow you to stay longer in the country for the duration of your treatment. This would require you to show proof of medical necessity. Consult the Kuwaiti embassy or consulate. If you're unsure about the procedure or need more specific guidance, it's a good idea to reach out to Kuwaiti embassy or consulate in your home country for advice. If you have a valid reason for an extension, such as medical conditions, authorities may grant you some leeway, but it's best to act quickly and ensure you follow the right steps. So I would like to add this into what Bored Potty Mouth has posted. And this kind of ties in, but it kind of doesn't, but it's kind of similar. I remember the trips home that Foodie would make to Canada. Did anybody pick up or anybody notice that whenever she would go to Canada, and yeah, she would go crazy with the food, eating the junk food, the fast food, like all the stuff that she couldn't have while she was in Kuwait. But did anybody notice that more often than not, there was a pattern where she would go to the Chinese buffet, and then directly after that, she would go to the ER. Anybody ever pick up on that? That there was always a Chinese buffet visit, and then directly after that, the ER. I have a theory. No receipts here, just a theory. Chantal does not like to wait in line behind people. She doesn't like sitting in the waiting room behind all the other peasants, as she likes to call them. She just doesn't like waiting. She's a spoiled brat. She feels that she shouldn't have to wait. Theory time. I think Chantal deliberately, when she goes home, she deliberately goes to the Chinese buffet and gets her system jacked up on sugar and salt. So when she gets to the ER, she jumps to the front of the line. They take one look at her vitals and go, holy moly, macaroni and cheese, and they get her straight away in. So she jumps ahead of the line. Just a theory, like I said, but it just seems very sus that every time she goes home to Canada, straight to the Chinese buffet, and then after that, the ER. And I think she does it on purpose because she doesn't want to wait. So if she's done something to extend her visa, maybe because she doesn't know exactly where she's going to go yet, maybe because she doesn't have money, she's just trying to hang on to Kuwait as long as she can. Would it surprise me? Not really. Not really at all. Raksha Kaur, and this is the person I was talking about earlier, says 3 years ago, you used to have B moments for days, and now you have to take a break after a day of B moments. You have a headache in your eyes. If you think chia is going to fix your problems, you must be stupider than we all thought. And you keep making all the wrong choices. So thank you for your tweet, Raksha Kaur. Foodie, your problems are too large. They're too severe. Little stupid things are not going to fix what's wrong with you. What can a jar of mountain garlic or sea moss jelly or chia seeds gonna do in your case? You're too far gone. I know you keep looking for all of the shortcuts to getting healthy, but here's the quick answer: there are none. For you to get healthy, you would need a complete lifestyle change. A complete lifestyle change, not just changing one food or changing another or skipping a meal. No, a complete lifestyle change, including being in recovery for your food problem, because your food problem is driving a lot of your health problems, is at the core and center of your health problems. And even on top of that, there might be some issues in your mind that should be dealt with. Like that's why therapy will be good for you. But you don't want to know that. You don't want to think about it. You think if you just close your eyes to all your problems, they'll disappear. They won't. They really, really won't. All right. Enigma 2025 says if you're 18 or older, you can also earn TikTok gifts from your viewers while live. To go live on TikTok, you need to be at least 18 years old and you need to have at least 1,000 followers. Kelly tweets out, Foodie slips again. She admitted to using her ID from Canada, so that's more proof she's still on a visitor visa. And her marriage is fake AF. Let's watch the clip.
I can't go live on TikTok. It won't accept my ID. Probably because I'm hijabi now and my ID is still not hijabi.
It's been 3 years.
Unknown caller.
Excuse me. Sorry about that. So sorry. It's been 3 years, Chantal. You're still on a visitor visa. You and Salah, you're not really married. You never were. You just went over to Kuwait to fulfill a fantasy. Let's be real. Let's be really real for a minute. I know that's hard for you to do because being real is not what you do, but it's what I do. But humor me and just try to be real. You're over there playing house with Salah. You wanted to know what it was like to be married to somebody, to have somebody claim you. So since there's no one at this present time that is willing to claim you with the way that you are and the way that you behave and you having no morals or no positive aspects to yourself, you wanted to live the fantasy and you were willing to pay for it. So you found Salah and you made him part of your channel. You brought him on as content, as a paid for actor of sorts, and got yourself some attention and saying like, where is your husband? But it's all fake. It's all fake. You just, in your mind, it satisfied the need to feel like you were above everybody. You seem to think that you're not a woman unless you are with a man. That is your way of thinking, not mine. And so you just carried on with this ridiculous, almost 3-year fantasy playing house thing and made yourself miserable. And I love that for you. Blazing Hate says, something tells me that Foodie Beauty and the Muslims are sleeping separately. Let's watch the clip.
And I have to have 2 comforters. I don't like sharing a comforter with Salah. Because what if somebody farts under the comforter and then the fart air is getting onto you? No. And I don't like sharing comforter. I don't know why.
She did kind of just tell on herself. I don't like sharing the covers. What if he farts underneath the covers? You guys don't sleep together anyway. There's no possible way. And I'm not being mean, Foodie. I'm thinking of the physics of it all. When you were back in Canada, you yourself alone needed a queen size bed. You're a big woman. So you need a lot of room, right? To not only just lay down, but roll around if you want to. That requires a queen size bed. Salah is what, 6'2"? He's a tall dude. So in order for a bed to sit, for both of you to be comfortable, you will probably need, I would say, a king or a California king. I don't think you have a king or a California king bed. A queen size bed is not going to get it done with the two of you. Too much room is needed. But if you're worried about him farting underneath the covers, madam, you're the one that eats all that fast food and you're constantly blowing your panties out with your all the farts. I mean, you're the one that you got bubble guts. Your mom's emotional support carrot says, I told you, Lot, she got a warning. It's all working. Keep reporting her. Unicorn Pondu says she's been busy and been privating a lot of her lives. Yeah, so I've heard the number of lives that got either privated or taken away was somewhere in the neighborhood between 22 and 26. But she's making all her stuff private. Huh. Is it because you were ragey during those lives, Chantal? And going after people and making threats? And you know you can't do that? It's okay. Girl world, we already have all the stuff. And that's why when you get ragey, I jump on it immediately because this is what you do. Do y'all see now why I can't just sit there and wait for days to react to her when it's ragey? This is why. Like she'll get stuff out of her system and she goes, oh, I screwed up and take the live away. All right, something wholesome from Post of Cats. So you got the cat with a meerkat. That's a meerkat, y'all. That little creature is a meerkat. And normally they live in groups. They're very social, but I guess the meerkat thinks of the cat as its guardian. And they love each other. Look, oh, meerkats are cute. All right. This next post, I can relate so much. And I was just talking about this in my tarot live. Cats with Job says, let her learn. This person says, I bought her $40 worth of toys yesterday, and I walk in on her playing with a pocket thesaurus. I give up. I told you. It doesn't make sense, y'all, to spend money on cats for expensive toys or pet beds. They probably won't sleep in the beds and they probably won't play with the toys. They'll end up playing with something in your house you have already. You'll spend $40 on toys and then they'll find a bottle cap just sitting on the floor and they'll play with that for hours. And you already had that for free. Likewise with the pet beds. You buy a pet bed and you're like, look what I got for you. And they'll look at it and go, nope, I'm sleeping on your bed. It's where you are. I want to be where you are. I don't want to be across the room. I don't feel safe that way. I want to be with my mom. So words of the wise. If you become a pet parent, if you become like a cat mama, cat daddy, yeah, they don't care how much money you spent on it. Money ain't nothing to a cat or a dog. They're like, if it gives me enjoyment, it gives me enjoyment. I'm not going to love something more just because you bought it. All right, so DX on Twitter gives some recaps of what happened with Chantal on her live. You guys want to hear the recap, like in text? Let's see. Here's part of the recap. DX says Chantal was absent yesterday because she ate an entire container of ranch dip, a large bag and a half of ketchup chips. Y'all, I got to stop there. Ketchup and ranch together? Ugh. Anyway, 2 boxes of stuffing and a whole 6-pack of cheddar hot dogs, half a jar of pickles, 4 diet sodas, 2 cookies, 2 chocolate bars, and a partridge in a pear tree. That last part I added, along with her normal meals. DX says, yeah, so obviously she was super sick after that. She's kind of laughing about it. Weighed herself today, and she's 167 kilograms, the heaviest she has been in Kuwait. Chantal's weird. There's something going on in her head. I think, theory, that she feels that if she stays mentally in the 300s, that she's not gaining any weight. Have you guys noticed that she will not go above, say, 399? It's always 350, 360, 370. She won't acknowledge any serious weight gain. Like maybe there's something in her head, in her thoughts, that if I admit that I'm 400 or 500, then I'm admitting that I'm super morbidly obese. But if I'm in the 300s, I'm okay. So maybe that's her way of convincing herself I'm okay. As long as I think that I'm in the 300s, I'm okay. It's not that bad. But if I mentally, emotionally, outwardly acknowledge that I'm 400, 500, maybe even 600, then I'm admitting that like I'm out of control. And she will never admit that she's out of control. And she is. She is out of control. Okay. I remember these. Land of the 80s. This was a good day when the teacher rolled this into the classroom. Oh, the good old days. Being back in school, y'all, and you're in class, and teacher comes in with one of those, you know it's going to be an okay day. You know, teacher would roll those in, and while the movie's playing or the documentary is playing, you're sitting there passing notes with the lights off. You know, like you're just relaxed. It was a relaxing day whenever that was brought in. You know, everybody loved seeing that thing because they knew it was going to be a good day. I remember. Good times. Oh, Janice says, y'all, Chantal is donating her clothes without washing them. Chantal, ew. Why would you do that? Just throw them away. All right, let's see. Okay, this is also the recap from DX. Let's see. Let me put these in order. DX says, no more sponsorships for now, given that she almost ate herself to blank or whatever, goes to the bathroom, returns with her blood sugar thing, A1C of 10 or whatever. Consider going on a trip by herself for content and consider it a business trip. That might be very telling, that last part. Considering going on a trip by herself. Maybe she doesn't have any other choice. Maybe Salah's telling her, look, wherever you're going, I don't want to go. You go by yourself. I don't have to go. I'm going to stay here. I'm just going to stay here. Like she might be tossing a hint that she might be traveling by herself soon. She's groaning and complaining about feeling sick, acting antsy, talking about going to the hospital, said her blood sugar is 11, but she doesn't feel sick until after 15. So that's how you gauge how bad it is, Chantal, when you start to feel sick. Chantal, in situations like that, by the time you start feeling sick, it's already too late. I mean, things can go from nothing to everything within seconds. You know, if that's how you are stopping and starting yourself, like I'll do things until I start feeling sick. That's a really dangerous, stupid thing to do. Really dangerous and stupid. DX says, it's a headache in my eyes, she says, rubbing her massive eyes. It's like I'm in fight or flight, like my body is panicking. She figures she would feel better if she eats something healthy like vegetables or peanut butter. The bell rings to signal fasting time. Chantal says she's got to get off to go pray with Julia. She then begins playing with Julia, calls her a tub of lard, and then signs off saying she plans to sleep. You know what I'm noticing about the whole interactions with her and Julia? I'm seeing and hearing a lot of self-projection. Like she's always telling Julia that she's fat, that she's a tub of lard, that she stinks. I'm wondering if that's what Salah is telling Chantal. And she's just projecting what she has heard or what she feels onto that cat. Like, you stink. Cats don't normally stink, Chantal. And I know this as a cat mama. Booger doesn't stink. The only time that a cat stinks is when it's in a really filthy environment, because cats groom themselves. That's how they get the hairballs that they horf up every once in a while. They're very, very clean. They only stink and they only get dirty when they're in a nasty, stinky environment and the smell is just clinging to their fur, or they're sick and they can't groom themselves. So if Julia stinks, it's not her fault. It's yours. It absolutely is yours. Miss Morris Reed says 22 of them got deleted by YouTube for self-harm. So this has to do with Chantal's videos. I guess 22 of them got deleted by YouTube for self-harm. Well, it's about doggone time they took a stand. What took them so long? Was it because that one person passed away due to mukbangs? Bad press for YouTube, so they have to do something? My condolences go out to the family of the person who passed away. That's really, really sad. But YouTube, you got to do better. I mean, this is your platform. You guys have terms of service. Why aren't you reinforcing that terms of service? Why are you guys so greedy for money that you're letting people come on your platform and abuse it? You ain't got to do that. But do what you do, okay? Like it's your platform, not mine. Here's some happy news, y'all. Happy news. Courtesy of W. Axel and Shenanigans. W. Axel says, hey, Chantal, screw you and your 8 viewers in your members only stream. Shenanigans says, Chantal is punching her fake bot YouTube plaque right now, and I'm here for it. So happy news, everybody. Kind of good, kind of Beck has reached 100K. Congratulations, Beck. Congratulations. And I hope that you get your YouTube plaque, your real one, not Chantal's bought and paid for one. All right, moving on. Perfectly Imperfect says, looks like Foodie Beauty. Oh, doggone it. Foodie Beauty did some cleaning up on her channel. Her most vile streams are gone from the past few days. Rumor is she got a warning from YouTube. Same thing happened last Ramadan. Yep. Her and her running her mouth always gets her in trouble. Looking for more. Florida Salt and Sass says, I'm so tired of her spitting out that people have to leave her alone when talking about comments in the reactor channels and people on completely different platforms. She's seeking this out, then crying victim that people are after her. Absolutely true, Florida Salt and Sass. I already told her once, if you don't like it, don't look. Don't come here. If you don't like what people are saying about you and you have prior knowledge that they're not going to be saying anything nice regarding you and it's going to make you upset, then stay away from it. Don't pay attention. She pays attention for a reason, because she needs something to talk about. She needs content. She needs to find a way to make herself a victim. She needs to go to her audience and say, see, they're a bunch of bullies. They're picking on me for absolutely no random reason. They're picking on me. That's funny. I react to her lives and I show the chat along with her stream. I don't see any reactors in her chat. So how exactly are we bullying her? We're not in her space. She's in ours. Tad Von B says the definition of face card always declines. No, you did not. That's a card with no limit. Can't buy nothing with that. It get turned away everywhere. Two-Tailed Caperer says, the fact this only took a few weeks. Meanwhile, it took Chantal over a decade. And she had to pay for the last 10K. No wonder Chantal is big mad and bitter about Beck's support and success. Hope she stays mad forever. Yeah, this is Chantal getting mad because Beck honestly, organically reached 100K. Beck did not buy subs. Beck did not buy subscribers. Beck did not go to other channels and encourage them to sub up just to reach that number. Like Beck did it the right way. And Chantal's punching the air that a real victim is successful. And her being a fake victim, well, not so successful. And here's our lovely Milk Tea. Florida Salt and Sass says, it was a great video. This also amuses me because, according to her, she's not on Twitter. So people are leaving her alone. She's coming here looking for talk about her. You can't brag you're a public figure, but be angry the public discusses you or control that. T says, oh, how I love it when Milk Tea clocks. Let's watch.
People who rage online about content they claim not to follow on Twitter are also not filling their life with purpose.
I should get a Twitter just to come after these people. But like, who wants to waste their time doing that?
You apparently.
But I might have to. Like,
I'd love try it. Yeah, no, I'm in agreement. I need to see it. Let us enjoy.
Worst high school type of bullying I've ever seen in my life. Like, just leave me the fuck alone. You don't like me, I'm vile, but you spend all day tweeting about me. You spend all day trying to figure out ways to get to me.
You literally did a live where you raged at her because somebody outside of her control called her boobs nice. Then you told her to take several seats, expecting her not to clap back. And now, because you have no emotional regulation, it's our fault. No lessons learned. Ever. Not now, not before, not in the future.
Well said, Milk Tea. And Chantal's over there with the rage. Chantal, if we are vile, if we're awful people, if we are vultures, if we are content thieves, if we're just evil in general and you don't like us, like, leave us the F alone. Stop lurking in the chats. Stop spying with your sock accounts on Twitter. Stop sending your people, your spies and your scouts and your snitches to other people's chats just to find out what's going on. You're all over the place. You got eyes everywhere. I mean, your beezers, they're not too smart. They out themselves. They say things in the chats to reveal that they snitch and they scope and they scout and they look around because they think if they come back to your chat and tell you, ooh, this person said this, ooh, this person said that, and blah, 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 that they'll gain some extra bonus points with you. And that's why they do it. They do it for that reason and because they want to gas you up. Even they want to see you mad. Even they are entertained when you get mad. And you don't pick up on that. You don't ever consider the thought that, I might be just that boring. Where there are people in the audience who are acting like beezers that are supporting me, but they're here because they want to say something to make me rage. Like the rages are entertaining for your beezers as well. Like they're constantly poking at you. Poke, 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 poke. But you don't call them out. You don't get mad at them for that. You get mad at Girl World and the reactors and say, like, all you want to see me do is rage. Well, what are our choices? Please tell me. As far as entertaining content, what are the choices in the box? It's either you doing your stupid mukbangs, doing the self-harm content, stuffing your face, being gross, overstuffing your cheeks to the point where you can't even swallow, talking about nothing, or rages. There are no other choices in the box. It's just those two. And we're not into the food fetish, so which choice do you think we're going to make? It's either the mindless, boring rambling coupled with gross chewing and eating, or angry. You want us to prefer something else, then give us something else, because so far we haven't seen it. It's been almost 8 years. Okay, moving on. Here's something interesting. Meandering Thought says, interesting. Foodie Beauty a few days ago said that she would look through all of her old video streams for hours. And today, Nads posted a dumb video with clips from her streams from 4 years ago. So still working together, trying to get views with fake drama. I've said it. I'm going to keep saying it. I think those two are still talking to each other. She might still be sending him money. Listen, Chantal is not a woman who lets men go. Like if you're a man in her life, she will hold on to you just so she doesn't have to be alone. If she needs someone to talk to, if you're someone you might have money in your pocket, she needs to make a phone call and just have someone to be a friendly ear, she'll keep you on the back burner. She won't let you go and just live your life. And Natter, let's be real, y'all. Like he was the one that she could never own. She wanted to possess him. She wanted to control him. She tried everything in her power to control him. Did not work. She spent so much money on him. It still didn't work. She settled for Salah. But to this day, she still wants to be with Natter. The heart wants what it wants. And settling for someone or something will never make you completely happy. You'll always still want what you want. She may not admit it out loud to everybody, but she's still stuck on Nads. Still stuck on him. And Nads knows it. And he'll play that fiddle as long as she lets him play it. Okay, now this is beautiful from Rianne. Oh, no. So Grok, which is like the little thing on Twitter, I asked Grok to roast Foodie Beauty, although there was more. This is the only important aspect. This is Grok roasting Foodie, saying, let's roast Foodie Beauty, a.k.a. Chantal Marie, the YouTuber who's been serving drama hotter than a fast food fryer. Buckle up because we're diving into her messy world with some spice. First off, Chantal, you call yourself Foodie Beauty, but let's be real. The only thing beautiful here is your ability to dodge accountability like it's a salad. Oh, you started off as a weight loss YouTuber, but the only thing you've lost is your credibility. Ow. You're out here promoting mukbangs, stuffing your face with enough food to feed a small village while claiming you're on a health journey. Girl, the only journey you're on is to the drive-thru. And you've got the tire marks on your conscience to prove it. Oh my God, burn. A petition on change.org called you out for promoting horrible eating habits while gaining weight instead of losing it. And honestly, they're not wrong. You're like a GPS that only gives directions to the nearest McDonald's. Wow. Dang. Grok must be girl world adjacent. That's crazy. Nana Spike T says, I can't help but laugh when Foodie claims everyone's channels will die if she's gone. What she fails to understand, reactors make entertaining content. If she's gone, they will find someone else to cover. Truth is, she needs YouTube, which is why she will never leave. Precisely that. Let her be gone for a month. We'll be okay. We'll be fine. YouTube is our only source of income. We got other things to do. You know, like leave for a month and see what happens. For me, go take a long vacation. Go check yourself in an inpatient. Get some help. Take care of your health and see what happens with Girl World. I bet you won't. I bet you're afraid that if you take a month off, the YouTube Girl World will still be thriving and doing better because we would have moved on to somebody more interesting and left you in the dirt. You are deathly afraid of somebody else getting that spotlight. You are afraid, girl. You're petrified. You're running for your life. You don't want to, take a break and find out. Hectic Llama says, Chantal says she won't do members only lives anymore because of snipers. Definitely not Milky Chai. She says it's not fair to make members pay for it when others get it for free, except they're already paying her whether she streams or not. That's correct. She's already getting paid from the people that are in her stream, and she didn't used to care if people sniped her streams. Why is it a concern now? Because she's broke. She broke. Looking to see if there's anything else here. I think that's it. I think we're all caught up. See, it didn't take that long. So I hope you guys have enjoyed this shorter Twitter Peeps react. Like I said, I'm not reacting to Chantal's content. I don't care what it is, unless there's something interesting and discuss worthy in it. If it's just boring rambling, I'll leave it alone. I can go to Twitter Peeps. I don't care. I'm not going to put garbage and trash in front of you guys. Nope. So like I'm just going to stick to the good stuff. So I'm going to post this to Twitter, and then I'm also going to react to Neo Taro's newest reading on Foodie, which was very interesting. So I hope you guys have a great day, and you take care of yourselves and each other, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Until then, take care of yourselves, and bye.